Good morning, retail traders. Welcome to the Sneaky Snake Trading Strategy. Please hit that like, subscribe, and ring that bell for this blog. And I'm always live every day on YouTube till the end of the year. We're going to go over some of the watch lists that I did yesterday, and SPY was definitely on one of them. Then we've had a beautiful after hours break. So we've had a nice run, real nice run here on the SPY. We played the October 21st strike, 375, and also we played the October 19th at 372. I'm still swinging the October the 21st, 375, and I sold my 372s. I scalped them all day long off the 200 and off my trend line here that I built. We had 366.17 to break, and we hit our target and broke past it also, the 367.79. That was our target of the day, and then we found a new resistance up here at 370.19. As long as we hold the 200 SMA, we're going to be fine on that 1 minute. So we're going to go to the yearly, and I'm going to erase a lot of this. And we get back into this old Darvis box that I talked about. So we're going to darken that in, or we're going to draw some trend lines on it. And that support levels right here in that Darvis box, and that resistance line is right up in here. We had to break the 21, and we weren't able to do that yet, and I talked about that on the last week time frame, and I think we did it after hours. So our resistance today is going to be that 373.72 to break, and then run it up to the pivot point inside of this box, and that resistance level is going to be right around 381.65 if that holds. But we got to break this resistance of 373.17, and we're going to pull up the 20-day 1 hour, and that's right where it is. 373.72 is what we hit after hours. We could pull back some and find support pretty much close to right around the 370.10 area, and I'd be pretty solid with that support level, and that'll still keep us bullish in the trade. I'm going to draw that in a red line. We got this descending flag right here, and then we had this other snake right here that broke out, pulled back, and we had our boom. So yeah, it's definitely at a resistance level of this here head and shoulders, and your shoulder line right now is going to be that number that I spoke out at 370. What number is that to be exact? 370.10. And if that holds, that'll be above the shoulder line, and that could cause this stock to go ahead and break up to the upside and find some kind of resistance in these next channels. And I'm thinking maybe right around there at 376.69 with a hard resistance at that 381.65. And we're going to go ahead and draw that a red line too, so I'll remember that one. Pull this back to the yearly and see where that red line takes us. Smack dab in the middle. Smack dab in the middle of that pivot point inside of this Darvis box. We'll color that in. It played a very big role in the last time we took this trade and ran it up to the 200 SMA. We called it right down here at the bottom. So yeah, the triple top break back to the 200. So if we get into the top of that channel and break that today, we'll be inside of this new box. And we'll start creating another one going sideways, and hopefully resistance level. We're going to draw another trend line on this pattern here, from this candle right here to this one right here, and extend that to the right, and that'll be your resistance line to break or to match up with something, and that's right where we are. So we broke that, and we're running up into the red line. That gives it a little bit more bullishness to hit up to the pivot point, and that'll run into the 51 EMA, and that's going to be our target long if the run continues. Now it is earnings. We got Netflix, we got Tesla. Those are the two main ones I'm looking for, and then they're also keeping a good eye on Apple. The next one we're going to be looking at is Tesla. Tesla hit our target. We had a target of 222.66. We nailed that right into close, and that is recorded back on my last blog that I did for the weekly watch list. So we're going to magnify this up. We're going to bring this to the 1 day. It also had a lot of bullishness come into it, and they're into after hours. We nailed that 222.66 area. So that's a big number. That's what was my old support. Well, my old support was 206 once we established that this one wasn't going to hold anymore. So this now becomes our new resistance. The stock can easily pull back into these channels back here. It was a beautiful catch right here at the end of the day off that 218.57, 219.42 idea. And it actually ran all the way back to 217.86, which was my third support. And bam, we double topped off that, double bottomed on that, and then broke out into close. So if this thing pulls back any, I'm going to be looking at that 219.42 area for solid support. Maybe that 220, somewhere in that channel. Pretty much right on 220. 219.42 to 219.42 to 220. And if it respects the 200 SMA on the daily 1 minute, that'll be fine also. That's Tesla. I really like it. We had a good trade on this yesterday. We played the 225 strike all the way through. I played it 2 or 3 different times and held one contract and run it to the top, got out of the trade, and then jumped back in it and scalped it right into close. So yeah, not bad. And then that after run hour just gives me confidence that the traders are watching it. And this is earnings. We could get a mediocre earnings and the market still be good, and it still can consolidate and be a good scalper. If the earnings don't come well as expected, which I think they're going to, it'll go ahead and have a good knife. And if they come out with real good earnings, we could have a breakout past this 222.67 idea and run it up into the next resistance level. And we'll find that here. We'll clean this all up. I really don't want to clean it up. We've got this old box right in here, and first thing kind of sees my mind for the next resistance level will be the top of the body of this candle, which I see a lot of resistance at that spot. So we're going to go ahead and draw a trend line there, and we'll target that 234.04. Now the fat cats want 250 out of it. I can see that happening very easy, running into the 21 if it goes long. Clears the top of these channel here, this Darvis box, and I'm going to set that resistance line right there at 249.53. They want 250. That'll get you out of the trade before it hits the 21. And that's Tesla. Support again is going to be that 219, 220 area to hold. And we'll pull it back up to the daily 1 minute, and that can be easily obtained with a low support down here at 216.11. Solid buy. 216.11. And the next one I want to speak about, we've had a bunch of good ones. Boeing was another one that I traded right out of the gate yesterday. This was just a beautiful call. I have a watch list. I go through my watch list, my top 20 every day. I just go right down them every day and look at them. And when I come to this one here, we were down here, we just had the knife, and we were down here at the bottom of my support line at 133.54. So I called the trade out. I ran it all the way, got in at 112 and 106, and ran it all the way to 142 in a matter of minutes. And then we got into it again, the same trade, the 140 strike. I got back in it at 140, and then sold it again at 127 and 138 on the way back up. So beautiful trade all around. I like catching these snakes. Snake breakout, pull back to support, bam, double top. So the same thing could happen again today. Boeing's really very, very bullish right now, in my opinion. I was reading an article about Sunday, said it was back to pre-COVID days, the people that were all at the airport. It shocked me to see the stock pull back on that news. So when I saw that and I already read the news and I saw this, this is a no-brainer to take this trade. And that was Boeing, so keep that on your watch list. And then we're going to talk about Amazon. This is my Christmas special. Amazon has a nice break here already. It looks to me like we're already opened up. And we're already past $3 past resistance. I was going to try to get this before the chance, but no, it didn't allow me to do that. So let's pull up the daily. Let's clear this chart up so we can see it a little bit better. We've got to try to make it to the 21, and that's where we are right now at 1611. Right there. I mean, that's right at the top of that Darvas box, so that's a good resistance level to break. If that breaks, we can run it up to the top of this candle and in between these two right here. And that next resistance is going to be at 117, 118 bucks, and then long all the way up to the top of these candles right here. And we're going to kind of give it an equilibrium of right around 120.87. So that's going to be our target support level. We'll go back to that previous close right back in here, and we'll hit this support level right here at 115.16 for the first one, and then the final low support, no lower than that, will be right around 114, a little above 114 on Amazon. I really like this one here. We're going to break this 21 and run it on up to 118, and if the market stays bullish, we'll take it to 120. Now, like I said Sunday, things don't look too good, but the fat cats are frothing at the mouth right now, just frothing. They want to make some money, and they've watched this market go straight down, just like this. It's a beautiful setup. We got you a snake right here. You can run to the top of that channel. Yeah, this is just way oversold. And that's what I'm seeing is way oversold conditions. And we definitely can pop up long back to 124 on this baby. 125 if it really, right there, 124.58. If it really starts to get nice and pretty. But we got to break that 51. I trade with moving averages as resistance and support levels. I look at chart patterns. I look at triple tops. I look at the candlesticks. So that's part of the sneaky snake strategy. I wish everybody a great day. I'm always wake up with a bullish heart every morning. I love catching knives. And that's it. Hope you all have a great day. Retail traders.